Okay, so right now we're looking at your GitHub repo. So you've already created a blank repository. You've given it a name. It's publicly available. You have a little description and everything like that. Great. Now let's move over to your other tab. So then, Ujana, you've then created this homework assignment within Google Colab, which is, a great approach specifically for some of these more data science focused projects. Now, GitHub and Google Colab, there's a nifty little function that we haven't talked about in class yet, where you could actually associate your Google Colab environment or this specific notebook with a specific repository. So if we go up to the left-hand side under File, and then we could see here, it says save a copy in GitHub. So if we were to hit that button, so now it's going to ask us for authorization. It might open up like a brand new window or something like that. Is it opening up anything?
Yeah. Oh, you probably can't see it, but yeah, a pop-up.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So then in that authorization window, it'll probably ask you like, hey, or for the other students that are then going to be listening, it's going to ask you, do you want to authorize GitHub access to all repositories? Or you could select a single repository or something like that. What is the screen looking like?
It just says like like GISTs, read and write access, repositories, public repositories.
Okay, cool. So just say everything. Yeah. So just say allow. And then what that will then do once you've hit allow, we then should be able to go back to the notebook in a second and then maybe see some new window appear. Okay, perfect. So awesome. So once you've then given it access under that dropdown for repository, you'll then be able to see all of the different repos that you have. Perfect. So then if we were to collect or select that repository for this specific homework assignment, then all we need to do is hit the OK button. And it automatically has a little commit message that's pre-populated and stuff like that. So now if we go into the repo, what we then see is a working version of this Colab notebook. And let's maybe just go to the main view of this repo for a second, Jana. So if you just were to hit, yep, perfect. So we'll then see that there's the notebook file, the .ipynb. And then the other neat part is if we were to click into it, so if we click analysis.ipynb, it will then also have a quick little hot link button for myself or for whoever else to either open up a working version of this notebook or to create a copy of it. Now, the one nuance here is that when doing this approach for pushing or committing your Colab notebook into github.com is that it's also very intentional, that this is above and beyond just a normal save. So whenever you want to sort of push or commit new changes to github.com, it is not automatic. You will then, and let's maybe do a quick little example here. So let's say that we did a change to the notebook. So let's go to the notebook for a second. And then maybe at the very top, let's create like a new cell that just has like or at the bottom here, which is also like fine. And let's just throw in like a code comment. Just do a hashtag and then just say this is a comment. All right, perfect. So now if we want to then now re-push or recommit this back to github.com, we would do the same exact thing. We'd go back up to file, and then we would say save a copy in GitHub. And then we would just reselect that, perfect. And then we would hit OK. We could always, change the commit message if we want to. And then now if we scroll down to the very bottom, we'll then see that we then have that new commit. So that's the kind of workflow of then saving this Colab notebook stuff to GitHub. You kind of got to do this like the same steps over and over, like reselecting the correct repository and stuff like that, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that's the way it works here. And the last thing that I'll point out is that when you're then saving or committing these notebooks, ideally you should have all of the cells run. So, so like that way, when I'm reviewing your homework, I can actually see your code and then the output of the code. So before you do the commit, what I would recommend everyone do is kind of run your notebook from top to bottom, or there's like a little command, I believe in Google Colab up on the top where you could say run all cells. So once you're done with your homework, you think it's in a good spot, you could hit run all cells so it runs from top to bottom, and then you could do that commit.